Welcome to What the Flick.
Hey.
Jason,
Hi.
Grace, Alonso. Episode 28 of Riverdale, There Will Be Blood. Speaking of blood, are we smelling it in the water like when a shark is coming and is going to be jumped?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes.
This episode, I'm starting to think, okay, Riverdale.
There is so much that is going on.
A will reading and a twin.
Right.
And the mayoral race and the high school newspaper being censored. These kids have the internet. He could publish his own damn thing.
Chick not being
enough with Chick already. Enough with Chick.
The twins, Polly bringing the twins for reasons,
and then getting taken for a walk by the river.
Right.
It's too much.
Did you guys pick up on the positive of the HIV PSA? Between Kevin and Chick when they were camming? Did you guys was I not? Did I miss something on that?
What? Did you get tested? And
right. Was that like them doing like the same thing with Love Simon? Them doing the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, it was nice that they mentioned that it's something you should do. Although, I mean, aren't they all saliva tests now?
Apparently, but here's why I feel bad for Kevin, because on Riverdale, the supporting cast is more interesting than the main cast. And poor Kevin's always slutted out to take off his shirt to do the dirty work for the game.
Well, that's the thing. There's a cool supporting cast, but more often than not, they're just sort of shoved into these corners to be of use to the main characters.
Right.
Like Josie shows up in this episode just so she can talk her mom into talking Archie's dad out of running for mayor.
When she was brunching.
Yeah.
Great, loved that.
I loved the picture perfect milkshakes and fries sitting there. I'm thinking, Josie's not brunching on that. She's having a chicken breast with egg whites and some steamed broccoli and brown.
And why does the chocolate shop always look so dark? Turn on some damn lights up in that place.
So here's what I liked about this episode, actually. Stylistically, I've always liked how Riverdale is shot. I like the coloring of the show.
It's always moody whether it needs to be or not. That's kind of fun. But
now it's moody for arbitrary, stupid reasons that don't warrant it. So, I mean, I guess they do sort of warrant it, like Cheryl passing out when her uncle shows up. And that was very dramatic.
Slow-mo.
You know, like that 5 times. Like, go ahead, Grace.
But there used to be all these sort of like, oh, snap moments. You know, like I remember in season 1 when Cheryl was entering into the funeral dressed all in white, right? Like that was this slow motion, beautifully shot. Oh man, this is going down. And I had the moment watching when the uncle comes out in kind of a similar fashion.
Claudius.
Claudius.
Uncle Claudius, everybody.
I was just more
Check
like,
your Shakespeare on that one.
Oh gosh, like you've got to be. I think I even spoke out aloud to the empty room that was just me and my dogs. Just, oh no, don't do this. And it does feel like they are inching closer and closer to jumping a great white shark.
Well, yeah, the Lodge crime family is buying up Riverdale so they can turn the town into a prison?
A corporate
prison?
Yeah, for-profit prisons.
Oh, brother.
Are they going to take on the prison, our prison complex? Is that a storyline that they want to go down? Or are they just going to throw that out there and hope that we've all watched the 13th and then we're just going to, we assume that we know what that means?
Shankshaw.
Right. So dumb. Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, can this get any more corny? But you guys, the viewers, said that we wanted us to be more positive about the review. So let me be positive.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's been a complaint? Oh, sorry.
Towards me especially. So I wanted to take this moment to say that, you know what? I do now love Cheryl. Because Cheryl has become more endearing, and I think they're writing her well. In the sense of she gives you Heather #1, really bitchy, and then all of a sudden turns into super endearing, super like, I don't know if I'm a lesbian, but Tony, we can hang out. Let me dress you. I tried to dress Josie, but didn't work. So let me dress you. But
I like that she's growing a spine around her mother.
Yeah.
But like, Alice, when Alice comes to the will reading and calls her like the half-burnt husk of a 10-cent whore, I'm like, is this how? Who talks like this? Even on this show, who talks like this?
What we loved about Riverdale in season 1 and like the first part of season 2 is that they really were sort of this self-effacing teen drama that was so cool stylistically and aesthetically. It was very pleasing. And while the latter remains the same, they've totally lost track of the cool teen drama that that endeared us to these characters.
Right.
I feel like it's being written by people that aren't in touch with teenagers.
Yeah, like I buy these teenagers trying to solve the Jason Blossom murder.
Yeah.
I don't buy
Archie becoming a
teen reporter Jughead bringing down the Lodge empire, and and Omerta blood oaths with Archie and Mr. Lodge.
It doesn't feel so. A lot of the stuff that's happening, my frustration is that it doesn't feel earned. There's nothing that would indicate that Archie would as far as
choose the Lodges
ever
over his
seen,
dad.
He's always so loyal to his father. I mean, he was basically, it seems like he's sort of raised by this single dad. I know that Molly Ringwald is apparently coming back next episode, but it's basically been him and his dad.
Agreed.
And they have this bond that's been very well established. We saw how he totally spiraled out after the shooting with the Black Hood, and now we're supposed to believe that he's taking a blood oath
because he's so whipped
Hiram
by the
Lodge?
Lodges. Yeah,
and also, furthermore, him and Veronica's relationship. I love them initially before they became entrenched in this criminal life that they have together. But now it's just becoming too much. Now it's not. Now it's like I want them to break up and actually be at odds with each other, because how can you possibly date someone and then have her trying to get you to do dirt?
Yeah, I mean, I did like the moment in this episode where he realizes what she's doing, and he's like, "Could we not? Could these be separate, please?" That was interesting. But yeah, overall, it's how many times does that shit come up for you? You're like, you know what? Maybe we should not date because I'm entrenched with your dad, and he's doing all this shit, and you're trying to play me now, and I don't like it. And
there's just too much going on with the family dynamics. I forgot until what I'm about to just say is that Mr. Cooper wanted a divorce, and that was treated in maybe a 1-minute scene, just a 1-minute scene. We're not even diving into that, and then perhaps it's for something that he thinks he is going to get in the will of this public will reading.
Grace, when that scene happened, I thought, Hal, good for you. Finally, Hal's bye, Felicia, because I got sick of him coming back in. Alice, I'm so pissed. I want to leave, and then leaving again. It's like, go.
Yeah, shit or get off the pot.
Right, but who knows? But I do agree with Alice Cooper and her what do you call those? Her one-liners, her zingers. They're just not believable. Again, right, no one on earth talks like that at that age.
Yeah.
What happened is that the show doesn't have an anchor anymore, and we brought this up in the past, the anchor of the Black Hood, the anchor of Jason Blossom's murder, and now it feels like everything is just a loose end, and nothing's really getting tied up. I mean, remember, there's the Black Hood is potentially still out there, and then also there's a body, and then also Papa Poutine, which I don't really want to hear about again, but there's still multiple murders that we're just not going to deal with.
Also, what was that whole moment where it was revealed that the real brains of the operation for the Lodges was Hermione, and then we never go back there?
And
it's all everything is being driven by Hiram now.
But no, okay, so I will say that they gave an inkling to that when she was like, "Oh, mija, the women have walked the razor's edge. We have to hand on the shoulder, blah blah blah." Which was like, if we cannot just be more antiquated and push back the view of women in TV further than with that, It was crazy.
But I'll tell you, this show is very, they always know how to work in the Archie takes off his shirt scene.
Good.
It's like Veronica comes over for a serious talk. Oh, I'm doing pull-ups now,
because I'm frustrated with our relationship.
It's the one thing that they have retained from season 1. They're like, I think they really liked this. What about plot points? Don't worry about that. Just the shirts off, I think was the main thing.
There's a bulletin board in the writer's room with Archie shirtless. That card just travels from episode to episode.
Kevin shirtless when he was gonna take off his shirt. When he was camming with Chick, I was like, yes, there is a God, because he is fine. But that didn't happen.
More Kevin, more Josie, more Cheryl, and more Tony. I think those are the 4 that I'm really interested in right now. I don't know what they're doing with the core 4, but I'm not interested because I can't keep up. I'm too confused. Maybe I'm slow, probably.
No, it feels labored and frenzied, and it has that whiff of writing desperation.
Yes.
As opposed to those clean throw lines that we got with the Blossom murder with Black Hood. It's just because here's the thing. Also, as nefarious as the Lodges are, do we really think that as series regulars, anything, they're gonna go to jail or something triumphantly bad is gonna happen? No. Do we think they're gonna turn Riverdale into a prison town? No. So what does that leave? It's just in terms of the realities of serialized drama, we're gonna wind up with some sort of half-assed, oh, you almost, but we stopped you, but you're not in trouble, and
now we forgive you, and we move on, and
no, and we still don't know who Chick is.
Yeah, let's resolve that and
one note.
Let Alice kill him.
Yes, he's not even one note. He's just not half a note because he plays this. It makes no sense. And the Coopers, I'm sorry, are the I would say the bane of Riverdale right now. That whole storyline is just like, fine, whatever. Polly, and then I'll stop talking because I don't want to talk about how bad her name Polly is. Yeah, but the Coopers can go. Hal especially, finally.
Yeah, no, it's.
I think, Chick is trying to find his way into that Criminal Minds episode that he's been sort of loitering around in with his acting for the entirety that he's been in Riverdale, and he should leave and then go be in that Criminal Minds episode because that's all
and
that
make
we're
that
seeing.
face.
That's all we're seeing.
Hey, guys, Hermione's speech. Riverdale is a dynamic and just bustling metropolitan area. BS. It's a farm town. It's a farm town, Hermione.
Look, we've had years of adversity. Are you ready for some prosperity?
Prison! Like how are
you get a prison, and you get a prison.
Everybody gets a prison. Like what?
Look, and I say this as somebody I've enjoyed this show mostly unironically since it began.
Yes.
But this episode, I'm just like, y'all really don't know what you're doing at this point, do you?
No.
It's like Revenge. Remember that show on ABC? That was so good the first 2 seasons. Then they just dropped the ball on the 3rd season and had to, an article in Entertainment Weekly was like, hey, we know what happened in season 3. We're gonna make up for it in season 4, and then the show's canceled. But I hope that's not what happens here because you have a unique opportunity with Riverdale. One, with the legacy, the heritage of what Archie Comics is.
Sure.
And 2, this teen drama that with beautiful people and a great storyline in the first season. I just hope that this is not indicative of the future of this drama.
All right, well, fingers crossed. We'll be back next week. See you then.